I have received word of a strange invention. What it can do will amaze science and strike terror to the world. 2000 plus. Science fiction adventures from the world of tomorrow. The years beyond 2000 AD. 2000 plus presents The Insect.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to Copper Color Connection, and Marshmallow is welcome you as well. So we are going to get started here briefly. So before we actually do get into this, Maurice and I we actually went live, right? Or we were trying to. And this was 2 days ago, I believe. But we had horrible internet connection. So we're going to do that live stream as soon as possible. And that is about homeschooling. So because we just want to manifest, yes, but motivate as many of you to homeschool as possible, to homeschool your children. So we'll take care of that. But in the meantime, I want you to check out this book here, Tay and Friends. I think it's a series by Felicia Lang. And she has a website. And then there's also the homeschool. Well, I need to link that stuff in the description box. It will be in the description box of the homeschool video. The Homeschool Mom. So check out the homeschoolmom.com. And then also the Mom Trotter, I think is .com. They are both Copper Color women. Their families are homeschooling, and they have some excellent inspiration, resource links, all of that good stuff. So, all right, let's get into today's topic. So today, as you saw in the title, it's a message, wake up so-called black people. So first off, just so you know, we refer to ourselves as copper colored. And we're going to dive a little bit. We're not going to go too deep because I want to keep this live between about 20 minutes. But I just felt like it was imperative and urgent to go ahead and get this message out there. So what inspired this message was that I kept seeing, or I keep seeing, and I'm sure a lot of you keep seeing this as well, where people will attribute the so-called black, and I'm going to refer to us as that. Actually, I'm not going to. This is my last reference to us as that in this video. So from this point on, I will be referring to us as the Copper Color community. So that the Copper Color community's health issues are attributed to our diet of soul food. So I'm going to ask the question, and I would love for those of you who are watching this video right now to please put in the comment how often you eat soul food, if in fact you eat soul food. So just put that in the comment section below. And this is very, I know you saw the title warning and you think that maybe the question I asked you isn't urgent or it's irrelevant or it's minute or minuscule and that it's just frivolous, but no. Stay with me here, all right? Because we're going somewhere. So like I said, please, if you have, excuse me, let me know in the comment section below. Now, I've been asking people this question, right, within our Copper Color community. How often do you eat soul food? I asked 2 people today, and they both said, well, one said only on holidays. The other said that it was just very rare that they actually eat soul food. Because I thought about that after I heard this question, and we're going somewhere, all right? But the point of me asking you that is because we have to realize when there is a mass psychosis taking place, where there is a mass brainwashing, that you're being told that you're sick because of food that you're not eating. Now, what do most of us eat? We have to put out we have to do a poll, right? We have to take a poll, just like they go around and do the census. We will have to take a poll to see, because this is another thing, all right? This is what the danger here, and the warning to the Copper Color community is to stop allowing people to group us all together and to label us. That is how the statistics are categorized, right? And they're placed in this data. Now, we have to start examining things and actually looking at things from our perspective, from our point of view, and stop going with what is being told to us and being given to us and taking that as the here all and be all. There are so many cultures there can be so many cultures within one family, so many religions within one family, right? So many different practices and traditions within one family. Just because we are all, brown, right? Different shades of copper does not mean we are all the same. All skin folk and kinfolk. So that's first. That's what's first thing that's important, is to realize that we are not all one people or one culture. I'll put it that way. The indigenous people of the Americas, yes, we are one people, right? But we have different cultures within that, and subcultures, and tribes, and groups and subgroups, wherein different practices take place. Where are your people from? Because there's different diets that are consumed. So when we say that soul food is contributing to the heart disease and the stroke risk and the high blood pressure of our people, we have to really further examine that, because the number one cause is the stress and the daily stressors. Simple as the fact that you're telling me, right, or telling someone else who has suffered from these things that their blood pressure is high because they eat soul food. And that the copper colored people have the highest rates and everything, right? Everything across the board. The rates are higher for us when it comes to something that is negative. What I want you to do is open up your eyes because the answers are right there with you or around you. I have worked with people from various cultural backgrounds. I see the food that they eat. Shepherd's pie is one of them. That's very popular among a lot of in the American diet. That's not something that the copper colored communities usually partake in. We are not the only ones who cook and consume macaroni and cheese or fried chicken. Which, if you type up a picture or you Google soul food, those two are at the top. What about barbecue? So we have to, and I know it goes further and it goes deeper, but then really when you look at foods like, and we're not going to, yeah, we're going to go on this for a little bit, but when you look at foods like pig feet and hog maw and pig ears and tongue and brain, all of those different things, right? That's mostly what would be considered a southern, not diet, but southern, what is the word that I'm looking for? Because I don't want to just say foods, but southern dishes. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Southern dishes is what they're considered, right? But when you break that down, again, we're going further now. We're going into subcategories, and we look into the southern dishes, and I look at things that my family particularly cook on my dad's side: etouffee, salmon croquette, jambalaya, gumbo, other dishes, right, that are considered Creole, some Cajun, right? Now that's another category or subcategory of Southern food. So, my point of all of that, because that is what sparked my train of thought, was continuously seeing the soul food, and I'm not saying that it's healthy, but the thing is, I keep continuously seeing it being bashed and people saying that it is the worst diet, the most unhealthy diet. They haven't talked to many people about their diets and what they consume. And the point that I'm saying, the thing about this is that it seems like it's always when it's us. It's when it's the worst anything, according to, right, whoever it is that's writing it up, that's typing it in, that's plugging in all the data. We're always painted, right, to be the ones that are undesirable and do the most dastardly and uncivilized and just classless things, according to whoever it is that's plugging in all this data. So if something as simple, we could say, because it's not really simple, but if something as simple as the foods that we supposedly consume regularly can categorize us and put us into a category, then what else can categorize us and put us into a to group us? The thing that's the worst thing about that is when it is us proclaiming these things, because we've taken the words of someone else and now believing it and regurgitating it, and now you're speaking things that you believe to be facts, but you have not even analyzed and thought about when was the last time you consumed soul food. A lot of these so-called soul foods I have never consumed. But let me tell you what I have consumed a lot of. Mexican food, Italian food, Chinese food when I could eat it. And I say when I could eat it because I'm on a gluten-free diet now. Um, Lumpias, they're fried. They're filled with meat, right? There's some veggies in there, but they're fried. They're cooked. They've lost their nutritional value. If you look at a lot of other cultures' foods, and then especially the fast foods or the foods that are prepared here in America, because a lot of people's argument is, well, this is just food that they prepare, they don't eat this particular food. But then when people go visit other countries and they see the street foods there, and there's things like rats on a stick or other things, and I'm not bashing or knocking it, what I'm saying is, let's compare. Let's really analyze and stop just saying because it's us that it's the worst thing to partake in. There's so many different. Let's talk about one of the number one things, like I said, is stress, right? But number two is when people actually go to these medical facilities and the treatment or that they receive or don't receive. But if you're only focusing on and hyper fixating on statistics that have been placed before you, and you're just assuming that this is what happens to so-called to copper colored people because these are the things that they do, instead of looking at this is the way that they're treated. I have had a number of medical neglects that I want to say, how do I want to say this? One huge medical malpractice, which the case was thrown out, wasn't awarded a dime. And we lost our 2-week old, she was a little bit over 2-week old, our daughter, due to this medical malpractice. You go and the doctor, and my doctor now, which I'm planning on switching, I've been looking for another doctor, is a copper color woman. And she too, when I went in and I told her of a symptom that I had, she was saying that it was gout. She was going through all the typical things. Let's check to see if you're diabetic. Let's check let's check your blood pressure. Let's check this and let's check that. And I was like, nah, it's not that. It's something else. And she overlooked it. And if I would not have been researching myself, it could have been fatal. Something so simple can take such a wrong turn when it's neglected, or when someone is seeing something one way just because they believe that this is what it is because you're overweight, right? They assume. I even had her she suggested drawing blood to check to see if I have celiacs or if I'm allergic to gluten. When I described to her that I'm having that I have a reaction, I had to stop eating gluten. And so she says, well, when you stop eating gluten, that means you remove all these other things out of your diet. So have you been like eating things that could, basically she accused me of eating more things than I was telling her that I was eating. All right, she just assumed. I'm gonna make this really brief, this part, but I really want you to understand that we have to be vigilant, that we have to be persistent, and that we need to look out for one another. We need to properly educate and inform each other. So they did the blood test, and she says, oh no, you don't have an allergy to gluten. I think I said that part already. And I said, well, every time I eat it, this is what happens. And she told me, well, when you cut the gluten out, then you cut out all those things that you would have been eating that have gluten in them. And so that's what caused that's why you feel better. I said, lady, there are still there's still other starches. You can get gluten free donuts, cakes, pies, everything. It's not that. I accidentally ate the smallest amount of gluten and had a reaction a couple of weeks ago. So we have to, the point of that is, this is how we are easily categorized by people, systemically treated, where it's just cookie cutter. Everything applies the same to each person. So we have to really be aware, all right? We have to really be persistent with getting the message out to each other to look around. Now, like I said, I want to keep this brief. We'll come back and we'll have a discussion, or a part 2 to this discussion, actually, on another time, at another time. But I just want you to get your wheels turning, and you tell me, how often do you eat soul food? Most of us consume the SAD, right? SAD, standard American diet. Those are usually the foods that we consume, which is a mix of various cultural foods that have been Americanized. But let's look, like I said, we'll go into that deeper and think about because, see, you got to talk to other people. You have to talk to other people. I've networked with people. I've worked with people. I remember being at a particular work site for a while, and I was among, let me see, there was two copper color women, and then the rest were different races. And the two copper color women, myself and the other one, our parents were still married, still very active in our lives. We're still close with our parents, and our families. And most of the others, their parents were divorced or was strained relationships. But people will paint the picture that within the copper color community, there's a higher single parent rate than anyone else. But you haven't looked at the other people around you, because most of the time it's not. Let me see. Okay, so we have a comment here from Bree. Only a few times a year. It takes so much work to cook soul food. Laugh out loud. It's mostly a holiday thing, like you said. Thank you. It's mostly a holiday thing. And people tap in the comments when you read this, because even though, like I said, it seems like it's just simple. She's just asking about soul food. It starts somewhere with you being brainwashed. All right. So the point of me saying that is that so I network with different people. I have friends that I went to school with, or associates, I would say. Um, People have always seemed to come to me and talk to me and felt comfortable to tell me the issues that were going on in their lives. So I'm very well aware of the issues that people have that are different ethnicities than us. When people, can say people that we don't get married, we just, all these different things, that stuff happens in so many communities. And most of the time, like I said, it's a class thing. A lot of people who are considered in working class and lower class communities most of the time have financial struggles, causing a lot of stress and strain on their relationships, causing them to grow apart. And that's all ethnicities and races. It's a class thing. And then it's more so in an American culture thing, is when people come outside of their culture or participate within the American culture and become Americanized, where you will have a higher divorce rate. So, like I said, we will continue this conversation at another time. Thank you so much, Bree, for modding for me. I just realized you are not a mod on this channel. Let me correct that right now before I end the live stream, because if I don't, then I will have to. Bree, do me a favor and type in the chat one more time, because this is not letting me click on the or maybe, and let me see, let me type in the chat. Because I just need your comment to be a little bit higher so I can click on it. There we go. It's not letting me do it. Let me go over here. So I'm going to get some stuff lined up for y'all, because I actually have videos and things of that nature that I want to share with y'all. And like I said before, we're working on the homeschool video so that we'll have all the links and everything in the description box when the live stream goes up, and we don't have to come back and add that to the description box, because a lot of the times I will forget after the live is done. So let me see, view my channel. Can I view the live? Yes, I can. I hope it doesn't switch it though. Okay. Let me see. Oh, my bad, y'all, if y'all hear that. Okay, I'm trying to get to the chat. I apologize. I don't know why. Let me see. Maybe if let me try to sign in to the chat really quickly, and then I'm going to go ahead and oops. Just 1 second, y'all. Second. Okay, everyone. So I'm receiving a call back right now. I'm asking about how often do they eat soul food. Okay, so go ahead and tell me what you were saying. Which is what though? What kind of meals is it in the soul food? Collard greens. Okay. So, do you consider chicken though to be a soul food, or is that more of an American food? Right. And so the thing that we're talking about right now on live is the fact that so many of our basically so many doctors will say and so many people, but the worst part is that so many of us will say that our health issues are, we can attribute them most to the soul food diet, when most of us consume the soul food diet only on holidays. We usually are partaking in the sad, right, the standard American diet. Yeah, and the way it's prepared, right? So soul food would be fried chicken and then smothered chicken. Right. Baked chicken, right. And thank you. And so there's other ways also that soul food is prepared. Thank you. Okay. So I'm relaying this message that not all soul food is sugary and greasy. Right. Thank you. And that's exactly what I've explained. That people, that we, our people in particular, need to wake up and actually open our eyes and become more culturally aware and interact with people to learn, because they'll learn about things like chocolate meat. You know, um, I like, huh. Yes, that is cooked. The meat is cooked in blood. There's different things out there. Right. And lumpias, and I'm not bashing these foods. I'm saying these are other foods. Well, not the chocolate meat. I have not consumed that. But lumpias, I have consumed them in high volume, as well as senorita bread. Right. 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 We're gonna do a panel. We're gonna do a panel, and we'll get on here and just have these discussions. But yeah, that's what I was calling for, because I've just been questioning everyone and just pretty much taking a poll of how often do the copper color people actually consume soul food. And that, I said, yeah, I've just been doing a poll of how often do we all consume, asking different individuals how often do they consume soul food. And that, and then I also stated here on the live that I believe that uh, the biggest, what I want to say, issue, or the thing that attributes the most to our health issues is stress. Because, I mean, something as simple as the fact that we will have to defend our diet, that we don't even, our so-called diet, right, that's been given to us, that we don't even partake in on a regular basis. That's stress right there, that this is that we have to always defend what's ours, or what has been given to us. And a lot of us don't even that side, how a lot of the dishes are Creole or Cajun. So yeah. Yep. Let me see here. Okay, everybody. So that is it for this live. I will be back. Today is Saturday, so I'll be back sometime next week, unless it's urgent, and I'll be back on live with you all tomorrow, maybe. All right, and we will continue this conversation. Thank you, Bree, for modding. I couldn't add you as a mod. I'll have to work on that. All right, talk to y'all later.